Yes, it's John G. Sutton here. Tales from the jails. Let's talk today about jailbreaks. People ask me, listen, you've got questions to ask me. Ask me in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer. And if I can help, I will. But listen, let's talk about jailbreaks here. Did I ever see anybody break out of jail? Well, listen, if you look at the news today on the BBC site, you see there's a story about a man called Jermaine Baker, who was aged 28, and he was attempting to break somebody out of a prison van who was being produced at Tottenham Crown Court, I believe, yeah. And he was in a stolen Audi, out waiting for the van to stop, and he was going to spring his friend, who was a member of some notorious Texican, the Tottenham Mexico gang or something. Anyway, the police shot him dead. Yeah, seriously. I mean, he wasn't armed. I mean, he just apparently went up to the car, made some kind of challenge to him. He made a move, and bang, shot him dead. He wasn't armed or anything. I mean, the idea is, if you're going to go in a stolen car and wait outside a Crown Court to spring one of your friends from prison and you get shot dead, I mean, too much really. What did you expect? I didn't expect to get a Big Mac, did you? Yeah, you got a big .38. Yeah, straight through the snot box. Boosh, blow the old nose off. You don't get better after that. So people like my friend dealt with an attempted jail breakout. Seriously, at Brixton Prison. Big John, I've mentioned him before. Nice guy, but big fella, big Irishman. He was in charge of the gate at Brixton Prison, and a group of prisoners actually broke into the cabin of the bin wagon, and I think there was three of them, and they tried to drive the bin wagon straight through the gates at Brixton Prison and escape. Except the officer in charge of the gates was Big John, and he saw the wagon coming, and as it hit the iron gates, he shut the iron gates in time, because they have big iron gates inside there besides the wooden ones at the front. And as they hit the iron gates with this thing, he dragged the people out of the bin wagon, got a big 4x4 lunk of wood from the back of the bin wagon, and proceeded to beat them up. He put all three of them in hospital on his own. And Big John, thought he'd done a good job, He'd stopped the breakout from Brixton Prison. But believe me, the governor wasn't too amused by that. Said that Big John had used a little too much force. Well, not too much force. They were driving a van at him. He dodged the van, it hit the iron gates, he pulled them out and stopped them from escaping. Put them in hospital, right? But they didn't escape, did they? I think he was doing his job, personally. Now, I did see one guy escape, and he's famous now, or relatively famous, and I know him quite well. Eric Allison, his name is. He was a fraudster, and he was imprisoned at Strangeways, and believe it or not, he persuaded people on the outside to forge a bench warrant from Manchester Crown Court, and he got somebody dressed up as a solicitor to go in, dressed up, pretending to be a solicitor, went to the gate at Strangeways, the main gate, and presented the bench warrants, the fake bench warrant, presented the bench warrant at Strangeways' door and sprung him from the jail, So he was out on a faked, forged bench warrant. He escaped, Now, I know he did that because I know Eric Allison. he was charged with breaking into, I think it was one of the big banks, and stealing something like, I don't know, 1.5, 2 million. And I gave evidence for him at his trial. Character witness, you know, I only know Eric Allison as a writer. I never knew him as a prisoner. But he's a writer. In fact, he wrote a book called, and I highly recommend this to people who are interested in Strangeways Prison. It's called A Serious Disturbance. And you can buy it on Amazon. It's about the causes behind the Strangeways riot. A Serious Disturbance by Eric Allison. You'll see that there's a chapter in there, and it's marked A Prison Officer's Tale, and it's by John Sutton. I know him. It's me. I wrote that, yeah, in that book. You'll read it. It's based on my submission to my article in the Guardian, which Alan Rusberger, who was the editor of the Guardian in 1990, asked me to do an article on the reasoning behind the Strangeways riot and what was the hidden reason. And the reason was that the hidden reason, from the inmates' point of view, was the abuse that the staff were administering in the prison. There are various other complications on that riot, which you will no doubt see if you watch the videos on here. Now, there's 162 videos today on Tales from the Jails. There's loads more of my other videos as well, which are on this channel, which you can have a look at. Things with my songs in, like a song I did called Big Fat Tree, which I wrote with my grandson, Aaron. Yeah, anyway, so that's how prison breaks work. You know, use your brains, not your brawn. And as for springing people from prison in stolen cars, it ain't the world's greatest idea, is it? Yeah, as that young man, Jermaine Baker, aged 28, found out. And that happened in 2015, and they've just finished the inquest in which it was found that the Metropolitan Police quite lawfully shot him dead. So if you fancy an early bath, try stealing a few cars and holding up prison vans. And I've had a specific request for a song about prison, which was done by Johnny Cash, and this is Folsom Prison Blues, and Am I Gonna Murder It? And I've got with me my trusty guitar here. Yeah, you can see this, my guitar. Yeah, I'm gonna try and sing you my song. It's not my song, it's Johnny Cash's song. I want you to join in now. So it's a warning, yeah, if you don't, I'm going to introduce a new aspect to this thing. Every time before I start to sing, I'll ring the warning. And when you hear that warning, it means that John is going to murder a song. And today, that song is going to be accompanied by me on my guitar. I hear the train a-coming, it's rolling round the bend. I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, time keeps dragging on. That train keeps rolling down to San Antone. When I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy, don't ever play with guns. But I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. I hear that whistle blowing, I hang my head and cry. Hope you're enjoying it so far. There's rich folks eating in fancy dining car. They're probably drinking coffee and smoking big cigar. Well, I know I had it coming, I know I can't be free. But those people keep a moving, and that's what tortures me. Well, if they freed me from this prison, if that railroad train was mine, I bet I'd move it further down the line, far away from Folsom Prison, where I wanna stay. And I'd let that lonesome whistle blow my blues away. There you go. It might not have been very pretty, but I did what I did for Maria. Tales from the Jails, John G. Sutton. Hope you like, subscribe.